Hello, everyone. Happy
Hello.
Monday. How is everybody doing? How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Work's over.
We survived it.
Got through Monday.
We have a long weekend coming up, so I'll take it.
Do you? What do you have a long weekend?
Victoria Day's on Monday. It's the week before your Memorial Day. We celebrate the Queen by shooting off fireworks and drinking.
It's how we like to celebrate most holidays here, unfortunately.
Right? Yeah.
That's about right.
Can't we come up with something like maybe just quietly reading in your house to celebrate a holiday? I'm down with that.
I mean, that's usually what
That's how
I
I
do.
celebrate.
My holidays
what
are
was-
usually trying to make sure Dresden's not like having
Right.
fits because of
Right.
the fireworks going around. So
Yeah.
And I don't know what was going on here on Saturday night, but somebody was doing karaoke and they felt like the whole neighborhood needed to hear it at 11 o'clock at night. And they could not sing.
I was going to ask, were they any good?
No, they were not. I'm sure neighborhood dogs were probably doing that. I'm sorry, that's mean of me.
No, I have the dueling neighbors in the backyard. I've got these over here, the laughers that laugh over every little thing. And then I've got just the music players over here. So
God, yeah.
competing with each other over the weekend. Hello. So, yeah. I don't want to do this. Please, not all summer. I'm like,
Right.
it didn't start yet, please.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? I missed what you were saying.
We're talking about how every holiday has to be celebrated with fireworks.
Ah,
And how we think they should be celebrated silently while reading a book.
And drinking a cup of tea.
There you go.
that would be nice. Yeah, our dogs hate the fireworks. Oh my goodness.
Mine too.
Exactly.
Although we have new neighbors who I've met them. I've met the man. He's real nice, but the guy who lived there was the son of the woman who lived there for years and years, and so he sold the house and now he's gone. So these people have bought it who are like renovating it because I'm sure it needs to be renovated. It's an old house that I'm sure I haven't seen the inside, but I can only guess. So anyway, they are in there with his workmen because he does construction. So they've got a full crew and they're working, and the music is through the roof so they can all hear it. And my husband, he comes around the corner. He's like, "Is this what we're going to have to deal with from now on?"
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe just while they're working, maybe just until they get the house done.
We can hope. We can hope.
Yeah, right? Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So let's get started. What are you guys reading today?
I finished Suspended Sentence for Amish in April.
Well done. You're ahead of the game for next year, Tiffany. Just think about it that way.
And then I am at 78% in Killer Chardonnay, which is the first Colorado wine cozy by Kate Lansing. And then I'm ebook reading Death of a Red Hot Rancher, and I think I'm at like 41%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
How you doing, Storm? What do you have?
I am listening to something completely different. Earls Just Want to Have Fun.
I read that one.
Shane and Caitlin, and it's pretty fun. I'm like 76%.
It's cute.
into it.
Good.
It's a lot of fun. It was for my my game. I had to pick a book that went with one of the movie prompt thingies that I had on the random movie generator. That is really hard. But yeah, that was as close as I could get because I found a movie called Marnie that was about a guy who reforms a thief, a female thief, and she was a female thief and that. And so I was like, oh, it's kind of close. So
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
and then I have my two Cryptid Hunters and Sea of Terror. And you're talking about the karaokers that sing really bad or whatever. It kind of reminds me of this book because there's sirens in this book, but they're not like he doesn't describe them as like singing really pretty and lulling the sailors into the rocks. They sing so horrible, but people want to jump off with
Oh my goodness.
into the
I love
sea
it.
and crash among the rocks so they don't have to listen to them.
That's
Oh, that's
hilarious.
funny.
That's funny. What do you got, Sarah?
I am listening to, I just started this yesterday, The Firefly Summer by Morgan Matson, the middle grade summer book, which is absolutely delightful. I'm about 30-ish% of the way through it. So takes place at a summer camp that's been closed, but the whole family goes every year. There's all these cousins and aunts and uncles, and there's a mystery, and it's the perfect summer middle grade as far as I'm concerned. But as an adult reading it, I'm like, where are the adults? Why are they not around? I'm like, no, wait, it's a middle grade book. There are no adults. That's just the way these books work. And I've also got When Lightning Strikes Twice by Elizabeth Herb. I'm about 30 or 40% of the way through this one as well. And I need to get some more read on this one because I haven't picked it up in a couple of days. But yeah, that's what I'm reading.
Nice.
How about you, Elizabeth?
I am listening to this on audio, The Exiles by Christina Baker Klein.
Christina Baker Klein.
Yes, I have not ever read Orphan Train. This is my first book by her. I was really intrigued because I'm intrigued by anything Australia. And we're following two different characters. One is an Aborigines girl who has kind of been forced to be adopted by a British family. And so she's having to adjust with that. And then a British girl, young woman, who was wrongly accused and is now on a transport ship to Australia because she's a convict. So my book club is Thursday, so I have to have that done by then.
I read it last year and I gave it 5 stars.
Yeah. So
It's
far,
fantastic.
it's
I
really
remember
good.
you reading that one.
It's
Very
fantastic.
compelling.
Yep.
Yeah. So all month I've been reading 3 books in print, and I have already read some from Dangerous Alterations today. I'm getting really close to finishing all 3 of them and misread Farther Afield, but I have not read my middle grade book. I saved it for tonight, Renegades, and I have, let's see how much, maybe I'll finish it during the sprints. I'm on page 294 out of 339, 340. So yeah, I don't have that much left. So I'm excited about that, but I may have to go. So I was a tiny bit late because I was just finishing up cooking dinner, and my daughter got home and informed me that her and her dad were going to bathe the dogs. And I'm like, well, dinner's ready, but okay, whatever. But then I remembered I needed to be here. So I was like, okay, that works out. So y'all go bathe the dogs. I'll go on the live stream. And then at some point when we're sprinting, I'll duck in and eat dinner with them. And Tiffany, I made vegan enchiladas.
Ooh.
And some Spanish rice out of a box, just as a side dish. So it looks
Thank
very
you. That sounds
favorite.
delicious.
It's one of my favorite things to make that's vegan.
Nice. So what do you use instead? Like tofu or?
I just use black beans and corn.
Oh, okay.
Just take the meat out because I used to make a recipe that had ground beef, and so I just put all the same stuff in. I just add a little more, like 2 cans of beans instead of 1. And it's got beans and corn. And for cheese, I use the vegan cheese. That's like, I'm not sure what it's made of, soy probably. And and onions and black olives and green pepper, like green chili peppers and all of that. So yeah, it turns out really well. And I just make the mix and roll it up in the tortillas and use the red enchilada sauce underneath and pour the rest on top. So I make a big recipe. So I have 2 full pans usually. Plus, for some reason today I guess because I used 2 full cans of beans and I still had another square pan. So I have 3 pans of it now. So Tiffany, I can send you some.
It sounds delicious. I would love some.
Lots of leftovers, that sounds
Right?
That's very good.
Yeah, we'll eat on that for, a week. So
They probably
That's what I
freeze
feel like.
too.
Leftovers means you don't have to cook again. So
Precisely.
I know.
Precisely.
Exactly.
So nice.
What are you reading, Lee?
I am 84% through B is for Blended by Lindsay Stoddard. I'm loving this one so far. I regret that I waited so long to read it because I'm just like loving it.
What kind of book is that?
It's a middle grade about a girl and her mom marries into a family full of all boys. So that's where the blended part comes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And she's a soccer player, and the principal at their school is the boys soccer coach. And even though the girls got enough girls together to play a girls soccer team, he really doesn't want to let them. So it's kind of like all the moms and female teachers are kind of like rallying together to like help them out. So I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
also how the boys in her family start to like help her and be on her side, and they really are becoming like a family. So
Awesome.
Oh, that's great.
very heartwarming. So then the next book I'll read will be about a serial killer or something that offset.
We need balance. Balance.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, I'm kidding.
That's why it's like
No.
yesterday. I was like, I want something different, and I needed to read this one anyway. So I was like, romance.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany's like, you go from a middle grade to a cozy mystery and back. That's what you do.
That's
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
That's it. If you want to throw a
What else
chapter
do you
book in there, fine.
She's like, you go to a good old babysitters club and then you bring
That's right,
yourself.
If
Yeah.
you want scary, you
Valley
read a
High?
Babysitter's Club mystery.
There you go.
You got plenty of variety right there.
Right? All right. I know we went a little over the time. We also did come here late. So I figure we'll go to our first sprint and then we'll go back and do comments after that.
Perfect.
So you guys want to go to the top of the hour?
Mhm.
Sure.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good. Happy reading.
Happy reading. How'd you guys do?
I did fairly well. I didn't read the whole time, but I am at 46% in Death of a Red Hot Rancher.
Nice. What about you, Storm?
I read about, I don't know, 35 pages in Sea of Terror. And that's because it's got a lot of pictures. I thought I'd show you. I don't know if you can see it. These were the sirens that they're part bird and part woman or whatever, but it's like an ostrich, bird, a pelican, or whatever. They were ugly birds, and they sung ugly too.
That's funny. What about you, Sarah? You're on mute.
You're still muted.
And clearly I need a coffee. I had dinner. Fish and chips. Hello, Beth.
Ooh.
And I read 2 chapters of The Firefly Summer by Morgan Matson. Or listened to, I should say.
What about you, Elizabeth?
I read 24 pages and I have 21 left.
Nice.
So I
Close.
almost finished 2 chapters. Well, I have like 3 or 4 pages left in a chapter, and then 2 short chapters left. So yay!
Nice.
Hi, Beth. I hope you were not waiting down there too long. I know when people say, "Oh, it's in the bottom row," and you can't see it. I'm just like, so.
No, I wasn't there 5-10 minutes. Maybe it wasn't too bad.
Okay. And what are you reading?
Well, unfortunately, I'm mostly reading chapter 10 out of my textbook because today is the first day of my PhD little mini May course. It's my first doctorate course. So yay, but also it's about teaching ESL students online. So there's a lot of words. But I'm also reading, I started this one today, The Felice and the Wailing Woman. So I got through chapter 4 on this one today, but I'm reading my textbook.
That is really awesome.
Yeah.
That is really awesome.
And I put together an order for pick up groceries tomorrow, and I got to 89%. And
Ooh,
Well done.
nice.
the groceries were the more important part because,
Food.
DoorDash is expensive. So,
Yes.
there we go. Now let's jump into some comments. I apologize to everybody that we did not get to these before the first sprint. So Amy says, hi, everyone. I'm currently reading Lightning Strikes Twice by Elizabeth Ribb. Tonight, 60%.
You're ahead of me. I'll be reading that next sprint.
Sarah's got everybody reading that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Alicia says, hello, everyone. Continuing to read Ghostlight.
Cool.
Danielle said, hi, everyone. Hello. Tina said, hi, y'all. The Heart's Victory by Nora Roberts. I actually have read that one. Anita said, hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading On Spine of Death by Tamara Barry. Cajun said, hi, everyone. Reading Hemlock. I didn't know Susan Whitting Albert is in her 80s.
Oh,
wow.
I didn't know that either.
She said, today I was looking at a list of every Nora Roberts book, and I've been thinking about how I can read all of her books, how long it will take me, and maybe I'll make a little game out of it. Well, that's what I decided a few years ago, so I am trying to make my way through them all as well.
Yeah, that's
Try-
like
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
that's like Mara books like whoa. She's been trying to make her way through them.
Yeah. Trying to do that and Debbie Maycomer and read all the other books that I ever want to read. It's like
That's like a lifetime challenge.
I'm there with Sarah with her category romance challenge over there. I'm in the same boat.
Hey, it just means you're never going to run out of something to read, which means you got to live forever. I don't
Very
make the rules.
Very true.
And, Tina said, I just randomly clicked on the book I'm reading, and it sounded amazing, so I started it out, and it's amazing so far. Excellent.
Ooh, nice.
Jessica Ann said, hello, everyone. I'm reading Whisper Down the Lane. And PK said, hello. Either I'm going to read Drop Dead Bread by Victoria Kazarian, or listen to City Spies by James Ponti and do some crocheting. First, drive home, feed dog and husband. We'll tune in during the sprint. I go for City Spies.
Mhm.
I just finished that one.
I go for the first one just because the name Drop Dead Bread is fantastic.
Mhm.
That's true too.
Jessica Lynn said, hello, everyone. I will be continuing with Dangerous Alterations for the Southern Sewing Circle for this month.
Yay.
Nice. Purple Rain says, hello. It's raining here in Tennessee, so what a better time to read. I'll be continuing on with The Salted Caramel.
Nice.
It's been rainy here all day too.
It's been hot here. It's too hot for me already.
We're gonna be 58 degrees tonight in May.
I wish. We're at
Like-
78. It's too hot for me already.
We hit 80 today, and it's going to be 36 tonight. So my mom's like, the heat's going on tonight.
Yeah, that is a big
That's
fluctuation.
like one of those air conditioner heater.
Yeah, that's wow. That's a big.
Welcome to Canada.
Right? Cass said, good evening. I'm listening to Tales You Love by Carol J. Perry, Witch City Mystery number 2.
Nice.
And Cajun said, oh, I need to see if we have Memorial Day off. I've been working from home since about 2009. More than once I've logged on and wondered where is everybody because it's the holiday and I forgot. Nina said, we used to live in front of a bus stop and next to a bar, so constantly people sitting on our stoop at night screaming and yelling. I've had the same exact situation.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Nadine says, hi, everyone. I'll be reading The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucy Gilmore. It's a chick lit book about books, romance. So far, so good. I'm 79% done.
I like Lucy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's not, no, that's Lucy Foley. Never mind. Tina said, but now we live in the middle of nowhere. So really loud wind, chainsaws, gunshots, but not in a dangerous way like we used to hear. I was going to say, oh, I have all that plus the bar sounds. So
Right? Yeah.
the airplane, the trains, the highway right next to me.
I got all that stuff that Tina has here. Yep. Wind, chainsaws, gunshots.
Yeah. Amy said, we live next
We
to
have a little
restaurant.
old man that walks his dog by riding around on a lawnmower through the dirt road by my house. So the noises here are impeccable. He legit sits on a lawnmower and just pulls the blade up and has his little Chewini thing on a leash, and they just go.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I love it.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Hey, it gets the job done.
Yeah.
There you go. No, next to a liquor store, we're always hearing loud music, yelling, and a lot of cars all the time. Mm-hmm. And hi, all listening to Murder Chronicles by Kathy Daly. And Sherry says, hello, everyone. Just got home. We'll be listening to The Keepers by Jeffrey Burton or reading A Farm's Way by Amanda Flower.
In Farm's Way.
In Farm's Way. I'm sorry. Jared
Oh,
said,
I meant like that's my choice. I didn't mean
oh,
like.
oh. I thought maybe I said On Farm's Way. Jared said, pizza just arrived. I'm ready to read. Leftovers aren't a thing in our family. Daddy's one of 16 surviving kids. There were no leftovers. I have to turn them into a different dish.
Oh, wow.
Courtney said, hi, everyone. I'm reading Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. It's a cute romance and waiting for Amazon to deliver a Kindle Oasis that I don't need. My e-reader collection keeps growing.
I'm with you there, Courtney. It's in my cart.
I was gonna say it sounds like somebody else I know.
I was going to say that, but I'm like, yeah, you know.
I told Garrett that when I pass this exam next Friday, I'm damn well getting it for myself. I don't
There
care.
you go.
I like the positivity and the confidence.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yep.
absolutely
Yep.
do it.
And you deserve it. So there you go.
Mhm.
Oh, Pat's reading Book for Murder.
Yay!
A new author for her. Very nice.
Aw, I hope you love it.
Karen said, hi, everyone. I may be reading multiple things tonight, a history, a fantasy, and a short story by Alice Munro.
Cool.
Well, you won't get them mixed up. That's one thing.
Jen finished her book. Excellent. And Jenny said, hi, everyone. I'm getting ready to start Live and Let Chai. I've been wanting to read it, but it's my first cozy mystery, and I'm not sure if I'll enjoy it as much as romance. Go for it, Tiffany.
You will.
It's
You will. There's a
good
great
one. It's a good one
romance.
to start with, I think.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a great
that
romance. in
author in general. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's a good bridge between the two.
If you need recommendations or you have things that you like, let me know. I can give you some other recommendations. I'm just saying.
Wink,
Let
wink.
me help you.
Help me.
She's like,
help you.
please let me help you.
Exactly. Let me help you.
Anita got to 28%.
Nice.
Tina said, at Jenny, Live and Let Chai was one of my first cozy mysteries. First couple books in that series were just okay for me, but I loved it and the romance by the end. I think you've all said that. Any of you that have finished it loved it by the end of it.
Absolutely.
You didn't want it to end.
Elizabeth, what are you working on?
Beth,
Beth.
Oh, Beth. I'm sorry.
Don't
She
know
just
if
tuned
she's
us out.
paying attention.
Yeah.
You did this.
Beth, what are you working on?
she can't hear us.
Okay.
She is
I don't think she can.
focused.
It's okay.
That's how she's doing her doctorate
Maybe
now.
she's counting.
Focus.
Oh yeah.
She's
Don't
counting.
talk to me. I have that on a mug.
Oh yeah, she might be
Maybe she
counting.
counting.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Jessica said
Sorry.
19 pages.
Well done.
Amy said, I got to 64%. I was distracted with my fur baby.
That's easy.
Mm-hmm. Jared said, made it to 35% of a thriller mystery, Uniform Justice by Donna Leon.
Nice.
And Tina said, made some Christmas crack and read 3%. Nice.
Tis the season.
Right.
I have, but please tell me what Christmas crack is. I think I need to know.
Some kind
Oh,
of candy,
it's like
right?
crackers with like melted chocolate on it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Powdered
god.
sugar.
Yes.
Yum.
You can put whatever kind of toppings kind of like you want on it.
I mean, I figured it was something like that, but that sounds
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you just break it in pieces, and then it's like
Yeah.
very nice.
Mhm. Melissa says, hello, friends. Got to go to the in-laws tonight, so no reading. Will be done until later. Sweet pork burritos for dinner.
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody else, but Melissa, I'm very excited for you.
congratulations. Yep,
Watch
I
her
watched
video if you haven't
too.
yet.
Yeah.
all I'm
Oh,
gonna
come
say.
on now. You guys are so mean. Beth, are you back with us? Can you hear us again?
Yes, there are storms boiling, so I don't know
Okay.
how long I'll be here, but
Oh,
Fair
wow.
enough.
I'm trying. I can hear you now.
That's okay. Tiffany asked, what are you working on?
You're knitting or whatever you were doing.
Crochet.
Crochet. Yeah.
Crochet.
Right? Yeah.
This is a giant pocket to go on this purse.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
That's cool.
That is very
it's a
awesome.
big like bottle
I love it.
pocket. I don't know. My mom asked me to make it for one of her coworkers because she the chemo makes her hands where she can't like crochet as quickly and keep the tension as well. So she got one done, and then one of her friends was like, "I love it," and she said, "Beth, will you make it for her? I can't do it." I'm like,
Aw.
all right, fine.
Aw.
Aw, that's
sweet.
so sweet. It looks awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, thank you.
Purple Rain got to 28 pages. Annie made it to 52%. Jared said, so Sarah, were Sables and Babels, LOL, for all those in the non-stitching community, stash acquired
Beyond life expectancy.
or book acquired beyond life expectancy?
I've never
Like-
heard that, but yeah, definitely.
I have a
the
huge
Babel.
amount of Sable and Babels. As I tell my husband, I'm
Same,
insulating
same.
the house with the yard, so lay off, okay? It's to save on the heating bills.
Well, I must have gotten my mom for Christmas. I must have gotten her a gift card to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. And then a couple weeks after that, she was like, oh, I bought yarn with the gift card you gave me. I'm like, oh, that's nice. So yesterday we went out for Mother's Day and she comes out with this huge blanket. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I made this for you with the yarn that I got off the gift card. I'm like, Mom, you're not supposed to give me a gift on Mother's Day.
Aw.
I was going to see you, so I figured I would give it to you. I'm like,
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's sweet.
I was like, but you didn't have to make me a gift. I gave you that as a gift to do.
That's what she wanted to do with it. She wanted to give you the.
And it's like such gorgeous colors. It's like lilac, lavender, pink, and like white gray. It looks so pretty.
That is
And
a nice choice.
there are a lot of crafters like knitters and stuff like that who don't necessarily, they just like doing it and knit for other people, like, or crochet for other people.
Yeah, that's my
I'm a
mom. She just-
selfish knitter and I don't do that for other people. So I'm always amazed at people who do.
She does it for herself too, but she also just likes it. So she like literally has garbage bags filled with like scarves, hats, gloves, just all this stuff that she makes that she's like, well, what am I going to do with it? I'm like, Mom, I'm always hot. What am I going to do with it? You know.
I have a friend who actually, it's one of her goals is once a week she knits a preemie hat and she sends them to hospitals, like these little
Aw.
hats for preemie babies. Like, what a
Mhm.
great thing to do.
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah.
it really is.
We have a blanket ministry at church that my grandmother and I do blankets all year long for, but
Oh, nice.
they also do Halloween costumes for preemies. Like
Aw.
just like little ones that just go over the front, like for
Sure.
preemies that are in the NICU unit.
Aw.
That's great.
Oh, that's super cute too, and something very nice to do too.
Mhm.
Susan says, hi all. I finished reading The Sacred Bridge by Anne Hillerman today. Gave it 5 stars. Love the series. Now reading Vistas, Visas, and Valentines by Tanya Kappas.
Is that a new one? I don't remember that title.
I
It's
think it's newer, I think.
Okay.
newer. It was in 202022.
I
Fair
was gonna
enough.
say probably further down the
She
line.
writes
right?
like 8 a month,
know,
so I was just
That's
curious.
right. That's what I was gonna say. She writes like, so many that
Right,
newer
yeah.
could be like 10 books ago.
Yeah. Like at one point I foolishly thought I was so caught up, and now I'm like, oh no, I'm like way back at the beginning again.
You had a nap and she wrote 4 more.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Sorry about that. My aunt called checking up on me. So
That's all right.
Is this how big is the storm Beth was talking about? Is it stretching all across Oklahoma as far as you, Storm? Or
we've had storms like off and on all day, and we're supposed to have something till like 9 o'clock, but like nothing's happened so far. So I don't know.
I noticed Beth went off, so she had said that it was
Yeah.
stormy there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oklahoma's been getting hit pretty good.
It's Tornado Alley.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Thankfully-
that's the only reason I hate May is because it's
Yeah.
like storm after storm after storm. I'm
It's
like, I think we may have a couple of free days, and it's like I really need to mow the yard. The lawn's like getting kind of tall, so it's but you can't do anything. It's rain.
Like rain.
It's pretty amazing that I grew up in Oklahoma and I really have never seen a tornado. I always lived in fear of them my whole life. But one time at school, we thought we saw a funnel cloud dip down, but it went right back up. And I've seen the devastation, like the aftermath, but I thankfully have never actually seen one. And I hope that continues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had one when my grandparents had a cottage. It was one of the water funnel ones over the lake.
Oh,
It was really cool to see, but very creepy.
yeah, really, for sure.
Yeah, Beth said that the wind picked up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just got that. Yeah,
Yeah, so understandable.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to say the 6 months that I lived in Oklahoma when I was a teenager, and I actually did see a tornado, which I was thinking in terms of hurricanes, like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And I was like, oh no, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
Did not really think it was that. Not saying that a hurricane isn't a big deal, but for the most
it
part,
is.
majority of them, they're not. So that's what I was thinking. And I was
The
like,
only other time we had something similar was there was this really bad storm, and Garrett and I were living in a basement apartment at the time, and we could hear it like battering against the windows and the rain and the wind, and it was crazy. And then afterward, we went outside, and the sky was literally green, and I thought, oh, that couldn't have been good. Like, you know what I mean? It was very creepy, and I'm like, I'm going back inside.
We've been really lucky so far. Like every time it's had like a storm, it doesn't seem like it's been like the rain. It looks like light. It says thunderstorms in the area, rain possible around 8 o'clock. It doesn't look very stormy out or anything.
I have a fairly new coworker that moved to Florida from Minnesota. And so she's used to tornadoes. And so she's like been asking about hurricane season. And she's like, well, I don't have a basement. It's like, no, you go up in hurricane, up. Because in the tornado growing up in the Midwest,
We go
so
down,
used to
yeah.
going down, and we're like, no, you want to go up.
Learn
That's
how
why
to climb
nobody
trees.
has a basement.
Right.
They don't even build them.
yeah, totally different. Anyway, Pat says, read the first 2 chapters. Also started Aggie Morton, The Body Under the Piano. Read 61% today.
Well done.
Nice.
Nice. And Jenny said, Tina, I'm trying to be positive about reading it. I'm just such a romance reader. This is for sure out of my comfort zone.
Well, Jenny, like I said, if you need any recommendations,
And
Don't scare
Tiffany
the girl.
is a romance reader as well, but she likes
Yes,
cozies,
that's
so-
true.
I do. I do read romance, but my heart lies with the cozy. So, just saying, if you try it and you want to try some others, chat with me. I can give you some suggestions based
have
upon
you-
what you already like.
Have you
Mhm.
ever did like recommendations for romance readers? Like, because there are some cozies that are a little bit more heavy-handed on the romance than they are, like the mystery.
You know, I don't think I specifically have.
I think we talked about this before, Tiffany. You and I should do a
We-
collab.
We did talk about
Mhm.
doing
And
it.
we never got around to it. Maybe in the summer.
Because I'm trying to think, because it's like I know there's some that are like they're like really a little bit more on the romance side.
I think the Coffee House Mysteries by Cleo Coyle, there's a good romance in that.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
It's a very slow burn through the whole series, but it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Well, Jenny, I hope that you love it. I love that author because she killed me in a book. So, you have to.
She also writes romantic suspense, so
Yeah.
she knows what she's doing with the
mystery,
romance.
yeah, in the romance. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Tina said at Jenny, same. I was only a romance reader before I started Cozy Mysteries. I didn't mean to scare you, lol, but I barely read romance anymore. She said,
Converted her. See,
Another one.
Tiffany could probably concur with that too, right?
Right? And Tina said, yeah, like a saltine cracker with a layer of brown sugar toffee and then a layer of chocolate.
Mm.
Holy moly. That sounds amazing.
Jared said, I'm that way. A process stitcher.
Yes.
So as soon as I finish a piece, I want it gone. I don't need the clutter. I just like making it.
Nice.
Donna says, hi, everyone. I'm just joined reading Rebellion of the Lost, #2 in the World Between Blink series by Amy Kaufman from my currently reading list to finish. Excellent.
Nice.
And Susan said, number 24 in the Campers and Criminals series, and I believe there's 31 total at the moment.
wow,
As of
it's
tonight.
grown since the last time I knew.
32 since I've read that comment.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, another one just landed.
It is that way. Every time I think like, oh, let me just read a few, it's like she wrote like 6 more. I'm like, come on, I can't keep up.
What's going on, baby?
Like, do a different series for a little while. Give us a time
Right?
to catch up.
Right.
How many murders are happening in this national park? Remind me never to
Right.
go there.
Right. Sherry said, I have been doing Mrs. Polifax series if you want an older protagonist.
Oh,
Love
nice.
Mrs. Paul.
I have like all of those books. They were given to me. They're in kind of rough condition, but I would like to try that series.
You haven't started them? Oh my gosh, they're so good. I've read like 2 or 3 and love them.
Nice. Purple Rain says, Tiffany, I have also been converted. I think I read one romance and the rest have been cozies.
She's like, my work here is,
Exactly.
And Tina
I
said,
still
and I
like
think there's
romance.
2 more Campers and Criminals coming out this year.
Because of Christmas.
Well, yeah, because we're only in the beginning of the year. By the end of the year, there'll be like 4 more out.
I know. I seriously think I looked in the summertime, and then there was like 4 or 5 more scheduled for that year. I'm like, she's just killing it.
Has the Z one actually come out yet? Do y'all know?
I think
It
so.
did. I think it did.
I was just telling my daughter about that today because we were talking about wanting an author to write something, and I'm like, hey, sometimes authors will actually respond when you
Yeah.
request something.
That's right.
You should take the time and send them a message. I was telling her about Tanya Kappas writing the Z book for us.
That's why Tiffany keeps asking every one of them to write Carnival. She's like, one of them is going to do it.
Eventually, I'm going to sell somebody on the idea.
Yeah. And Tina says, also, I live like a half hour away from this national park. Very scary.
So what we're learning today is Tina is the kill. No, I'm just kidding.
She's
Now
like,
we know.
she used to
Now we
live
know.
close by, but not really there, you know.
Right?
That's funny. Alicia said, I love Mrs. Polifax on audio.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm.
So we are caught up on comments. You guys want to do another one to the top of the hour?
Absolutely.
Yes, and I looked really quick. Elizabeth, answering your question, Z did come out. It's number 30 called Zoning, Zalex, and Zip Lines.
I did remember that, yeah.
So now we have a Z book for our ABC challenge.
There
Yep.
you go.
Just have to get there.
Yeah. Or just be
Storm,
like
I'm
me
gonna
and just read it out of order.
All right. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. There you go.
Storm, I'm going to send you a message too about something in June.
Okay. Me?
Storm.
You
We'd
said-
already talked about it. I just want to
Okay.
see where she's at.
All right. Happy reading.
Happy reading, everyone.
How did you guys do?
I mostly ate dinner, but I read a little bit there at the last.
I got to
Tiffany,
about I got to 50% of the way through Lightning Strikes Twice, and I'm really enjoying it.
What about you, Storm?
Mike, are we going backwards this
I
time?
guess so. I don't know what Tiffany's doing over
Everyone
there.
was quiet, so I thought, well, I'll
Right?
Okay. I finished Sea of Terror. It was really cute. Except for it left me on a cliffhanger.
Ah,
And
second
this
book out.
yeah, this this is the newest one it just came out this month.
Oh.
And so it has like these IQ boosters in it. And so like right at the end it says you get a cliffhanger IQ booster. A cliffhanger is whenever you are left it. And I'm like, really?
You're like, I know what a cliffhanger is. Thank you.
It's just
Oh,
like
man.
I just love that he had to explain it like he does his other IQ boosters in throughout the deal. And then I listened to a few percentage of the Earls Just Want to Have Fun. So.
Nice.
How about you, Tiffany?
I'm so sorry. I was confirming something and I was in the middle of it. I end up just doing another I think I got to 50% exactly in Death of a Red Hot Rancher, and then I started watching something.
Nice.
I finished my book, which I give 5 stars. It was actually a couple emotional parts. I was like tearing up at the end there. I was like, man, sometimes these middle grade books hit you way harder than any. And I think because you find yourself going back to being a kid and your emotions coming out like that.
Yes.
That's like Nessie Quest. I was like, it's really cute, but the ended kind of sad.
That's me. I'm like, they named the baby. That was so sweet. You know, I'm just like, and the ending, I'm like, that was so nice. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I need to get up and walk away for a minute because
You know?
no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Going back into these comments, and Tina says, also, I live like a half hour away from the center. Oh, very scary. She said that one. I'm sorry. Danielle said the Red River Gorge area is also very beautiful.
Mm.
And Pat said, I just ordered from Thrift Books Live and Let Chai by Brie Baker, Egg Drop Dead, and Fatal Fried Rice by Vivian Chen. And that's what
Nice.
too. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And it's thundering here in Suffolk, Virginia. Supposed to rain tonight.
Hmm.
And don't forget the thumbs up for Lee's channel. Thank you so much, Pat. MPK said, I wound up wanting to crochet, so I'm listening to City Spies. Sort of a version of Harry Potter, you're a wizard, except this is you're going to be a spy. Yes.
100%.
way to look at it.
I feel like it had a lot of different, you've read a similar type of book, but it's just those type of books that you love. So you're like, yes,
Right.
let's just go for it. Yeah.
Yep.
I was looking for hockey, but I found Kraken and Stars.
There you go.
And Tina said she read
Game
12.
7.
What'd you say?
I said game 7 of that series
Yeah, Garrett's watching it.
of Kraken and Stars.
Is it okay if I root for Kraken just because I like the name?
Absolutely.
I'm like, Stars sounds boring. Sorry, let's go for Kraken.
Exactly. And their
Release the
jerseys are
Kraken.
amazing.
That's exactly. Release the Kraken. And Anita said it made it to 39%.
Very good.
Jenny read 20 pages. Cajun read 13%. Very nice. Jared switched to my bakery book, made it to 12%.
Well done.
Excellent.
And Kat, yay, just finished my book, ready to dive into the third Witch City Cozy Mystery. Hooray for Audible Plus.
Wow, nice,
Ruth.
Cav.
I like that series.
And Nadine said, I got to 86% in my book, so I'll be able to finish tonight. I'm in Cali time, so plenty of time to finish.
Excellent.
And, it's something totally random, but when she just says Cali time, and I think of like something being live, and I realize East Coast is considered like the time. I get
The
that
standard.
time, right? I just feel like if I watch something at 7:00 and it's live and it's coming on at 4:00, like you literally aren't even home from work yet and it's on. I don't know. Just
Like if you think about the Oscars or the Emmys that start at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, you know, they're coming out at that red carpet at like 4 in the afternoon.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's
It's
almost
interesting.
like it's almost like wow, the time difference is just like so much for that. I don't know. I was just thinking about that the other day.
I think about that here. It's still getting used to it because we're Eastern and before I was Central, but like, so like prime time television is still going on at 10 p.m. And I'm like, that is like, that's
Yeah.
not usual.
Yeah.
Anyways, for me, you know, I mean, normally prime time's ended and it's like the news and you go, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's-
because here it's
But,
like 9 o'clock prime time, then news at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
yeah. And so I'm like, what? Who's going to stay up and watch, you know, prime time Thursday at 10 p.m.? I mean, and granted, I mean, maybe someone who's not a pumpkin like myself, but I'm just saying that's craziness.
It was
So
Crazy.
in
funny.
my head, I'm thinking Cali time gives me extra time to finish a book by the end of the month. Like if it's the
Yeah,
last day of the month and I'm reading after midnight, I'm thinking, okay, it's not midnight in California
on
yet.
West Coast
so I'm
time.
still good.
What time is it currently in Hawaii?
Yeah, that's what I do. I like push it out to Hawaii. I'm like, well,
It's necessary. Yeah.
edge.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this book takes place in the UK.
Yeah.
And
They're ahead of us. I call clients across the country depending on when they book appointments. And it was funny, a couple weeks ago I had a guy in British Columbia, and I always Google search the area code because some people will book it for 9 in the morning, which would be 6 a.m. West Coast
Right.
time. And I'm like, I'm not accidentally calling someone at 6 a.m. because you know that they meant West Coast
Yeah.
time.
Right.
So I didn't call this guy. And then he calls me and he's like, I was waiting on your call. I'm like, dude, I didn't know. I thought
Right.
it was a mistake. He goes, no, because I know everything runs on Eastern Standard Time. Just the way he said it, right? Like,
I think it's your fault.
So you know he's had to do this one too many times.
precisely. Yeah.
So I would never even call, like at work, never call any West Coast until afternoon here.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Lunchtime.
it's like, yeah, I'm like, that's only fair. You know?
Absolutely. And then up here, it's weird too, because Saskatchewan is the one province that doesn't do daylight savings time. So there, and I'm constantly, most of my time is spent on Google going, what time is it right now in Saskatchewan?
And then I do feel annoyed. And again, it's not West Coast's fault. Like, say you want to watch something on Netflix that comes out at midnight, but it's really 3 a.m. here because it has to be midnight for them. And I'm like, come on, why can't we all be on the same time?
Right?
So crazy.
It's because of Mr. Sun.
Yeah, I
Mr. Golden
know.
Sun.
I know. It's just like, come on.
What tripped me out is a couple years ago, I went to Vermont, right? And I went to see my friend in Vermont. So, I mean, it's the same time zone, but she's a lot further east than I am, right? If you look at a map. And I just, it was amazing to me that the sun seemed to come up like 20 minutes earlier than it did for me. And that tripped me out more than anything else. I'm like, yeah, because I'm further east, you know, like it's interesting.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Mhm.
Thank you, Anita. Yes, 6 hours behind in time. And Cajun say Kindle updates based on West Coast time. So if you mark a book as read on the 15th, 2 a.m., it registers on the 14th. Hope that makes sense. Not sure how to explain it.
Oh,
Interesting.
it's good to know.
And yes, time to move to Arizona because the only like normal state that does, I believe that they're the one that doesn't do daylight savings time here too, I think,
I think so.
is Arizona.
It's weird. If you look at it, it's like Arizona, and then there's like something within that, and then something within that. So like this video I watched, they said you can drive for an hour and come in and out of time zones like 3 times.
Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
And the only reason, Tiffany, that I mentioned about the UK being ahead of us is because I'll be on Instagram in the morning and like somebody from there will post, what time did you wake up? Like, oh yeah, they're 5 hours ahead of us.
I had a guy that it was like, I have 10 minutes or I have like 20 minutes. Ask me any question you want. Well, I'm seeing it first thing in the morning, but he's in Italy. So, you know, that hour that he was going to answer questions has passed hours ago, and I'm like, oh, my
Precisely.
questions are not going to get answered now.
It's like whenever I'm on Discord and I see like Hummingbird or whatever, and she's already been on there and did all of her things, and I'm like, you see what time it is your time, but it's definitely not her that time for her.
Right.
It's like,
Well,
what was
was
she
it-
doing up at 4:00 in the morning? Oh, it's
Right.
What's her name? Oh, I can't remember her name now. Dusty Book Sniffers.
Oh,
Is that
yeah,
right?
Nicole.
And she posted like Friday night reading sprints. I'm like, but they're Thursday. I'm like, should I let her know? And I'm like, wait a minute, she's in Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I said it confuses me whenever her Sunday bingo short comes out on Saturdays here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just doing their time too. But that's what I think is cool though, because you can really go on at any time of the day and someone is doing reading sprints somewhere, you know.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, I finally got it in my head that she does like sprints on Thursday, so I try to watch out for them. So that I
Yeah.
can
Same.
follow them.
Same.
Yeah, Sharon, you're lucky. You guys don't change your time.
I wish we didn't.
Mhm.
No, I think
So do I.
everybody. It's like the one thing that everybody can agree on. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't you give it to us?
Yeah.
It just depends on when they want to change it, what they want to change it to.
But it's
I
the
don't like
pettiness of like the one thing in the whole country world that we're going to agree on.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
they're like, nope, not going to give it to you. It's like,
Because see, I like it to stay this time, so that it's like a little bit lighter out at the nighttime. Even whenever it changes, it'd still be a little bit lighter. Because like you have to go back to make it 5 o'clock is dark. So at least I don't like that. So if it stayed this way, I'd be okay. But
Yep. I agree.
I wish, I know this can't happen, but I wish sunset was 7 p.m. every night. So I don't like it to be 9 o'clock and the sun's still out. And I'm like, can we go to bed soon? You know what I
Because-
mean? Like,
I'm
Yeah, I
usually
do,
going
because,
to bed at 9 o'clock.
when it's
I'm like,
see, that's like me when it's 5 o'clock and dark outside. I'm like, is it time to go to bed?
right.
nothing I hate more than being at the office at 4:30 in the afternoon and it's
And-
pitch black out.
Yeah, and that was my thing I hated whenever I worked nights is I didn't like driving in the dark, and I would get off work at 6 o'clock in the dark, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
They always get us somehow.
yep.
PK says, but Kindle releases on Tuesday. Midnight shows up Mountain Time at 10 p.m. Monday. But I'm a pumpkin too, so it's comforting to know. Nadine said the Navajo Nation in Arizona does do daylight savings time, but for the rest of Arizona, we just have to remember what time zone we're in.
Okay.
Sharon says, although it does get confusing when everyone else changes their clocks. Yeah, that is annoying. That's because the reservation is on federal land.
That makes sense.
And Cajun said, doesn't someone else watch Cecilia and Svalberg? They
Yes.
just got Sun for the first time since I think November, December, a couple of
No.
weeks ago. Yes, Tiffany and I do watch them. Yeah.
Love that channel.
Yes. I love her boyfriend.
Yeah,
I just feel like he has such a passion for living there, and
yeah.
like he's just like, I love it here, and this is it.
I've
You know,
never
I
heard
was
of it.
telling my grandmother about that channel, and she's like, "Why would anybody choose to live?"
No, and they all do. They all choose to live there.
Where is it located? Where is
It is
The
in the
North Pole.
North
Yeah.
Pole, the most northern city you can live in, and once you age out, you have to, if you cannot take care of yourself anymore, you have to by law leave and go back to the mainland, Norway, I believe.
Well, I can see that because they don't want to have to try to take care of you and take care of themselves at the time. It's too hard up there. Yeah.
And you know, it's just her channel is so interesting because she does a ton of like a day in the life of like no sun, you know, when it's like, you know, in the polar
Wow.
nights, and
Yeah,
her
I
it's
would
very
die
interesting
if
channel.
I
It's
had no
really
son.
fun.
How do you
couldn't
guys
do it.
all
I
know
love
about this
that,
channel?
yeah.
I've never heard of
What
it.
I
I've
don't
never heard of it
right?
either.
what I think is interesting is she lives in this her you know house is very small,
Yes.
and they have done an addition onto
Yes,
it.
they did do an
But
addition.
it's very small. But then like she's like, well, when we want to be rustic, we go to this cabin that like, and I'm like,
They're already rustic.
yeah.
Because of
I was like-
because of the land, they cannot even have a driveway. They have to park up on a ridge and walk or get a sled and sled all their stuff
Yep.
down to their house.
No.
But
It's so
they-
funny when she talks about when they go to the cabin. I mean, it's interesting. It's just hilarious to me.
And
I
then in the
aged
summer-
out already.
Yeah, really.
You and me,
and then in
Storm.
the summer, they live on a boat a lot of the summer, and it's just, I don't know, it's so cool to watch, like, that type of life.
It's one of those, I will watch you do it, but there's no way in hell I'm ever doing it.
Oh, it's so interesting. It's so interesting.
Well, I just subscribed so I could go back and find it later.
Absolutely.
It's fun. Yes, I love Christopher too. And Grimm, yes. Yes, Grimm is their dog.
Mm.
I'm about to look up that channel.
So did I, Tina.
Well, the U.S. law to end daylight savings time passed the Senate, but nothing has happened in the House. If the House doesn't pass it before the session is over, it will die again.
Yep.
And Canada's pretty much waiting for the US to make a decision, as usual.
Why can't we, for once, like follow Canada?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, buck up, Canada. No I'm kidding.
Well, why
Such
can't
good
why
ones
can't
to do
Canada just
something.
do their own thing, and then they're just
Yeah.
their time zone would be different than ours.
You
Right.
start it, and we'll be like, you know what? We're following Canada. Let's do it there.
Right.
Yeah, but they
I mean,
won't
that's-
because of the stock exchange and everything. There's no
Saskatchewan
way.
is already on board, so they just got to get
Well,
the rest of Canada
Saskatchewan,
on board.
they're just, Janelle's not here. They're just weird.
They're doing their own thing. Just doing their own thing.
It's all the
Yes, I
wheat.
love that channel.
That's hilarious.
I think it would be really fun to have sometimes be completely dark and sometimes be completely light.
I kind of thought
But
that too.
you'll definitely enjoy her channel because she does
Yeah.
a ton of vlogs and
Oh,
stuff.
I would go for a visit, but I wouldn't live there.
Yeah.
I think it's cool too because she like takes you around the grocery store. You see like what they
Yeah.
have, what they don't have, some of the jobs that they've done. And it seems like they can just walk into any building at any time and just show you stuff. Like no doors ever locked. There was one where they showed you all the jobs that they'd had previous to YouTube. And I'm like, but they just walked into the building like they didn't have any locks. But
They
it's
they
just not
um
something that happens there really.
they have to go to Norway to give birth. Like
Yes.
there's nowhere they're not allowed to give birth
Mm-hmm.
where they live.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming it's because of resources, but
Yeah.
it's so interesting. And then like she'll take you up to the top of like a peak and she'll be like, here's our entire village, and it's like 6 homes. It's like
Yeah.
and then here she's like, but we want something really rustic, so we're going to the cabin this weekend.
Yeah, and
the cabin doesn't have electricity and
Right.
some other stuff, but
I
pretty
could not
much-
handle completely dark for like the whole day. I couldn't do it. Or
Oh,
several
and-
days. I can't.
of course they're in the polar night, so it's months of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I couldn't do that. I'd go crazy. I go crazy during winter whenever it's overcast, like for several days, and and I don't get any sun.
Well, it takes her
Exactly.
like when
I
it's super like bad weather, it'll take her like a half an hour to put on enough clothes to take the dog outside to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no.
And then she's also packing up the dog, and the dog by the time looks like
The dog's probably
little
like,
boy in
"Come on, I
Christmas
gotta
Story.
go."
and,
But then
you
don't
know,
forget too, she's also got to bring a rifle with her because the
Yep,
polar
because the
bears
polar
can
bears.
come get them.
Yes.
it's like a law. If you're so far away from your house or your
Yes.
car, so many feet or something like that, you must carry a rifle
Wow.
for polar bears.
I'd be the idiot going, oh, look at how cute
Oh
it
my-
is.
Yeah.
Come give me a hug.
Yeah, no, and she definitely worries more for her dog. You definitely
Oh,
see
for
that.
sure.
You
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's just no.
there's probably no crime there. Yeah, I think it's very limited because it's so remote.
Well, and
everybody
they,
knows
if
everybody.
there's any crime there, they're just gonna take care of it and let the polar bear.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's their form of capital punishment.
Right. You're
You
like,
have
well, we
to
have
go
no
out
crime here. There's no criminals.
Out your rifle.
Right. That's when they're like, here, polar bear, come here. We got something for you.
Yeah.
Well, I think, what's the name of the town? Oh, God, why can I remember? Whitechurch, I think? Somewhere up in northern Canada. They
Mm-hmm.
often get the polar bears coming into town because they have no food anymore, right? Because of global warming and whatever. So when they get them in town, they actually, I saw this on a TV show, they tranquilize them and they put them in a net. And then they lift them up with like a helicopter and take them further out into the thing, and I'm just like, but you can go on expeditions and actually see the polar bears. Like you go on this train, and they come like right up to the windows, and I'm like, I would do that in a minute.
Wow.
But yeah, that would be cool.
As long as they couldn't bust my window open.
Pretty much, yes.
I've seen all the scary movies. I'm like,
And polar
right.
bears are one of the most vicious animals I've heard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Listen,
would think they would
not
have
just
some
like
like horror movies surrounding like polar bears, but you never see any. I mean, you got grizzly bears
Yeah.
and all that stuff, but I mean, come on.
there's no one left to tell the tale. That's the problem, you know.
Mhm.
That's what it is,
It's
yeah.
true.
There's no proof that it actually happened.
I'm like picturing like one of those movies, you know, where they do that sacrifice or whatever it is, and they got the girl out there or the guy tied up or whatever. The polar bear comes, so it's like you did something bad, so you got to be tied up here.
Oh,
Nature Justice.
Yeah,
Right.
nature justice.
Tina
Yeah.
just subscribed. You've seen her on TikTok. Yeah,
Oh,
I've seen
okay,
her on like
okay.
a lot of like reels and shorts and stuff too, doing stuff. You know, I think I could deal with the dark, but it being light out all day would drive me crazy.
yes, I think so too.
Yeah, I would rather it be light out all day because you can do those dark blinds or whatever it is and like darken your like
The blackout
house.
curtains.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, you can't make it light out.
Mhm.
True.
I'd have like all the lights on in the house, like every one of them.
Yeah.
I need daylight.
There, it said I suffer from seasonal affective disorder.
I do
I
too.
live under a sun lamp in the winter in Louisiana. We get more sunshine than the rest of y'all. I can't imagine the darkness. I have it the opposite way. That's why I'm saying in the summer when I'm like, it's daylight still, like, or then I feel like I don't want to go out, but it's nice out. So I feel like I should go out, but I don't want to. And then I'm like, I go into a depression about it. It hits me the
Yeah,
opposite.
and you get hot like really easy too. So like the summer is different for you. Like where I'm like freezing, and I'm ready for like the summertime because I'd rather sweat than be cold. So
I have a fan on me right now, and I'm drenched in sweat right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Lee. Like people are, oh, you like winter? I love winter. I get to stay cozy in my house as long as I'm warm. I don't have to go. I don't have to pretend that I like people and go out. And
Exactly.
I think if our house was like warmer, like it's not very warm, so
Yeah.
Fair enough.
it makes
Yeah.
a difference. Yeah.
For sure.
Tina said, I'm so scared of bears. The other day, someone near me posted that they saw the bear.
Oh my goodness.
And you're like, I'm not going nowhere.
Like, wild animals are cute, but not near me.
True.
PK said, because no one wants to film a movie where there are polar bears for any extended period of time. That is true.
True.
Well,
Mhm.
that's the magic of the movies. That don't have to be in the polar bear. They could just be somewhere cold where it's got snow and pretend.
Tina said, a couple of days ago, there was a copperhead on our front steps. A couple of months ago, a coyote killed our neighbor's dog. See, no.
Yeah,
This
we'd
is,
like
I
get
want to
some-
leave, but no. I want to leave Jersey, but no, because of all that. No.
We'd like to get some chickens here, but Dad's like, I'm afraid the coyotes would eat them all. I was like, yeah, because we'd have to build like a whole like fenced in
Yeah.
area or whatever it is. Because almost every night you can hear like the coyotes howling and stuff.
Like I would love to visit Australia, but every single time I watch the Discovery Channel, it's like the 9 deadliest snakes and spiders
Right.
in the world live
They're
there.
all
Listen,
No.
if you guys would have seen me when me and my mom went to like Arizona, New Mexico, I'm sure these people were hysterical laughing at us as we opened the door and we like looked down because we just thought there's going to be like a scorpion or whatever at every step we took. And they're like, but like you guys have bears where you live. I'm like, I've never seen a bear in New Jersey in my life. Like I don't know, but to
They don't
me,
knock on your door and be like, "Can I come in?"
but to me, the scorpions are just going to be on every part of the road in Arizona. I was like, no.
Did you?
When I visited my
um,
grandparents in Florida in Fort Myers, they had not geckos, but the little lizards,
Mhm.
right? Oh my god! And Grandma's like, "But look," and she'd pick it like, "No."
No.
They don't bite unless
Hey,
you
yeah,
try
they
to
don't bite.
hold them by the tail.
When we were in the
Turn around and bite.
Philippines, I would like be in my bed and like look over and there's like a lizard crawling up the wall and it's like you would
No.
stay over there and we're fine.
right. During Ellen Byron's interview that I did a couple weeks ago or a month ago, whatever that was, She was talking about her elderly mom called her and said that she had seen a bear at her house. And she was like, oh my gosh, my mom's, starting to have some problems. And she says, then I'm watching the news and it's like bear escape zoo or something walking around like neighborhood. She's like, crap, or something like that. It's in the interview. It was so funny. She's like, I gotta call my mom and apologize because I thought she was crazy.
You thought she was lying and she really wasn't.
Right.
Well, she didn't think she was lying. I think she thought she was losing her mind.
Yeah,
Oh,
losing
like,
the mental
Starting
going,
to, have some issues. And
Yeah.
so she was like,
Yeah, no, that's too much.
Mm-mm.
And Danielle said, I'm the opposite too. I really hate hot, sunny weather.
"Mm,
Yes.
No, I'll take sunny over cold.
I'm with you.
A nice overcast day, no sun. I am so good.
Just give me fall all
Yes.
year round.
Yes. I'm good with that.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing we can all agree on to a point.
Fall. Yeah. You guys in Florida get a little bit of a reprieve, from
Yeah,
the really hot weather, but
Weather,
still
yeah.
have nice weather.
But Tiffany will have a blanket on anyway.
No
You're
matter
damn
what.
right.
No matter what.
100%. Always.
Tina said, yes, I love winter. I don't like spring because you can't be cold or turn on the air conditioner to get cold. Yeah. Jared said, oh, I don't like summer heat either. Darkness just makes me sad. I thrive on the light and bright colors, but I like being in my house with the AC or heat, avoiding nature completely. Yes, I understand
And
that.
it's weird how like cold and air conditioning cold are two different things. Because
They really
Oh,
are.
yeah.
like I'm like freezing, but it's like I'm okay. I can sit in front of the air conditioner all day long. I'm good. But when it's cold outside and it's cold in here and all like blankets and
Yeah, I agree. Jenny said, I'm a winter girl too. I'd rather be cold than sweating to death. Plus, most bugs are gone during the winter. That is another reason.
Excellent point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is an excellent.
I'm like one of those that doesn't mind taking an extra shower during the day if I'm hot and sweaty. So
Tina said, yep, I do not like to go in the grass in the summertime because there's snakes and spiders. Yes.
True.
Sharon said, Tina, where do you live?
Sharon's like, Tina, where do you live? I
can see it. Yeah, it's like
and then she's near national parks where there's killers. I mean,
Yeah,
what
I
is
know.
going on?
wherever you live, we're not visiting.
Visiting you. Yeah.
Anita said, when I first started teaching, I was living in Arizona and there was a scorpion crawling on the ceiling and it fell into a girl's desk and she screamed and I killed it with a shoe. See, yeah, no.
Yeah, and they're just like,
Yeah, I'm like, oh, no.
There was this stand-up comedian that Garrett and I went and saw live years ago. His name's Danny Boy, and he's like, he's Indian, but he's from Scotland, and he's
Okay.
delightful to watch. But he does this whole bit about going somewhere, and there's not a scorpion, but a gecko on the wall as he's in this hotel room, and like how as he's trying to sleep, it keeps moving, and it's hysterical. Look him up on YouTube.
Right.
He's a relatively clean comedian. So yeah, he was a lot of fun.
What's his channel name?
No, his name is Danny Boy, but it's
Danny
B-O,
Boy.
like
Okay.
like a boy like in the water for your boat.
Okay.
Yeah, Danny Boy.
Like some people would call a buoy.
A buoy,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Tina.
I grew up saying boy. I know what you mean though.
Yeah, I know that one too. I live in Kentucky, like pretty
Oh.
close to the Daniel Boone National Park.
wow.
Okay.
Cajun said, you can
Uh-huh.
always put on more clothes or blankets, but when you're hot, there's a limit to what you can remove, even if you get down to the skin and you're still hot. Yes, because at work, people are not going to want me to take this off so I can be cooler. So,
My problem is I don't like layers either. I don't like putting on more clothes. I like being able to just put on like something that's like this and just
I remember when I was a kid, we would be hauling hay because we lived on a small cattle ranch. So we would go and like my dad would buy hay, but we would go pick it up ourselves. So we would be pretty much just out in a field where there's literally no one else around. But I was a kid and my mom was going through hot flashes, and I would be like, I started learning to drive a tractor at a pretty young age. And I would be driving the tractor, keeping it straight while Dad put the hay on. And I would think, where's my mom? And I would look over, and if there was some woods like over at the edge, she'd be over there just stripping her clothes off. There's nobody around. And she was having a hot flash. She's like, I can't help it. I'm having a hot flash.
She's got to do what you got to do.
My mom would mow the lawn in her sports bra.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
That's it.
Whatever works.
Hot
Yeah,
flashes are going. I'm like, Mom.
yeah.
No.
PK said, and ticks. Black, black, black. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Fix.
We do have a lot of ticks around here. Yes.
Susan said, I love fall here in the Ozarks, but every winter I wish I lived in Florida again.
What part of Florida did you live in, Susan?
Bling.
Tina said, to be honest, I don't want to live here either. Tina said, I'm in Kentucky too, Tina.
I have some like
It's
on my
beautiful.
greats or whatever are from Kentucky. That's where we come
Kentucky.
from.
And Tina said, I would like a city in Kentucky, but why the forest? And just like where I live, it's lots of horse farms and bourbon distilleries.
You tell me that I'm like that. Yeah, that's got to be Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Right.
My knowledge of Kentucky: horses and drinking.
Where I'm at, there are a lot of cows and corn.
Cows and corn.
Cows and corn.
Okay, but Storm, when I was in your town and I left and I was driving like south, I swear I passed a pasture that had buffalo in it.
Oh yeah, there probably was. There's like
I
one
was
like
like,
right down here.
What? How are
Pretty
there
close to us
buffalo in a cow pasture in a town area, like a like kind
That's
of
amazing.
like
Yeah,
not a town, but
Well,
There's
we
a lot of
have some here on B Highway. Like, I mean, they're like it's like that highway is like it's like in the country enough, I guess, or whatever.
yeah.
Because they have cows and everything there. But yeah, there's one little spot that has buffalo. Yeah.
I had no
We go
idea
by
that
it every day.
people raised buffalo like in a farm situation. I was like, whoa,
I
what?
figured maybe they're using it to eat, because buffalo meat. But
Like, I mean, they're basically cattle. They're just a different.
we're just really surprised that we haven't seen any of them get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's really hard to keep buffalo in because they can jump really high, even though they're
Yeah,
a big
I heard they roam.
right. I heard that too. I think
They
I've
do
sang a
like
song
to
about
roam.
that.
And Susan said, I grew up in Miami, but I also used to live in Fort Lauderdale. I really miss the ocean.
Mm.
I've only been in Miami like once.
Me too.
Have you?
That was only to take a cruise out of Miami.
I've
So
been to
I was
Florida
gonna say,
one
yeah.
time.
I just drove through there on the way to the Keys years and years
Oh
ago.
yeah.
That's on my bucket list, is to do the Keys. I want to do that drive down the highway.
Cool.
I've been listening to a yacht rock station. Don't judge me. I've been listening to a yacht rock station on Spotify, and all I keep talking about is I really want to go to Key West again. I want to go to Key West. I want to go to Key West.
What is
Mhm.
yacht rock?
Yeah.
I have no idea either. So
I'm sorry, I don't know what
I
that
can't
is,
make
but I
fun
want
of
to
you.
know.
I don't know what it is.
Yacht rock,
Yeah.
for the basic term of what yacht rock would be, it would be like soft rock of the late 70s, early 80s.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Not in a bit, but like people think of it and they just think like super cheesy. But like,
Oh,
if I
I-
put them on, you would know all the songs.
I
You'd be
feel
"Oh, I
like
know that
that's what
song."
I would refer to as elevator music. Is that
Okay.
the same?
But it's that. But think more like a fruity drink in your hand and
Like
a
Jimmy
cheesy.
Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett is a perfect example.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because that's
Okay.
the other playlist I listen to is Margaritaville playlist.
I was gonna say
So-
because it's 5:00 somewhere.
exactly, it's that
Like-
whole vibe.
Like music you might listen to on a party boat, kind of a thing.
Exactly.
Like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like a party boat, or
Cheeseburger.
you're eating outside at a little restaurant type
Yeah.
of thing. Like
Okay.
that.
I gotcha.
So now that has me in the Key West mood. So I keep pushing like Key
Aw.
West, Key West.
This is Boots, our old.
So that's where you're wanting to go when you and your sister and your cousin go somewhere. Is that what you're getting at?
CJ has already decided this year we are going to Nashville.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Nashville's fun.
Nashville. CJ's going
That'd
for the
be amazing.
drinking. I'm going for the country music, and April's going for the agreement that we're going to go to Dollywood on the way back.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I
I've
should
been
go
to
to
Dollywood.
Dollywood. That's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we have decided how we're doing it.
That's delightful.
As long as you like Dolly Parton music, because you hear a lot of it.
I do like Dolly Parton. April's a huge Dolly Parton fan. CJ's 23 years old. She's like Nashville country drinking, so she's gonna have fun with that. I love a road trip. I love Tennessee, so it'll work out. We'll have fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Nashville is a fun city.
So we'll see.
That was
Hey.
Boots, our old guy. He's turning 16 this year.
Oh, wow.
Well, guys, I'm gonna cut it short now because it is 9:35 Eastern time.
Oh,
Don't forget McKay's bookstore. Is that? I love Key West. It's very quirky. Yes, I agree. Where's McKay's
Is
bookstore?
that in Nashville? I'm guessing
It
maybe.
must be in
in
Nashville.
It's in Knoxville. I didn't get to go to it on my trip. I kind of went past it, and if I had backtracked to go to it, I would have had to come home through Atlanta. And everybody in Tennessee that I met up with, they're like, "Don't go through Atlanta."
Mm-mm.
So I was like, that means I have to give up McKay's, but maybe next year. There might be one in Nashville too.
I wrote it down, so I will definitely look it up. I mean, April and CJ will hate me for wanting to stop at a bookstore, but oh well.
Same for me, Jerry.
Too.
She says it's only
Eastern
8:30.
time. That's why I said Eastern time. My snobbish East Coast time makes me think this is the only time in the world,
I know, because like whenever I'm hosting, I have to I'm like, I could go for like another hour, but it's like, wait, you guys are like, going to turn into a pumpkin.
It's because I have to unwind before I got to get ready to go into get ready for bed mode. So
Correct.
that's it. She's gonna say goodnight. And Kate just said, Elizabeth, you cracked me up trying to avoid Atlanta. We try to avoid it too.
Yep.
I don't blame you. Before we go, what do you guys have coming up on your channels?
On Wednesday, I have my wrap up for April.
Nice.
I have recorded a recent read, so now I got to edit it and then it'll be up.
Nice.
I have a Harlequin project video coming out tomorrow,
Ooh.
and then my massive mystery book
Another
haul
one?
on Thursday.
Nice. And I finally recorded my March and April wrap up together in one video. And because I've been helping my friend move, who's now gone, I can finally maybe sit down and edit it. But I got to work tomorrow, so I don't know. It'll be like a week after the fact. And I usually operate on I film it and I get it up. I don't film way in advance or anything. So I don't know. I'm probably going to feel like I need to refilm it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to
Well,
throw
do that.
it up.
What about you, Lee?
Tomorrow I have a weekly wrap up for last week's reading.
Awesome. Awesome.
So anyway, we will wrap it up now. Thank you guys so much, everybody in the chat, as well as everybody here. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you guys on Friday.
Friday on my channel. Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Have a great week,
Everyone.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Lee.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.